Obviously, school officials across North Texas are having to come to grips with these new realities and make some very tough calls. I'm here in the city of McKinney, but I'm outside Emerson High School, which is actually the newest school in Frisco ISD, where students will go back to class tomorrow. I want to bring in the superintendent, Michael Waldrop, because you're one of the few districts that is offering a online learning option. Why did you feel the need to offer virtual learning?
Well, we had concern as a district about the rise in disease activity with this new COVID variant, and we just felt compelled to offer it as an option to our younger students that weren't old enough to qualify for a vaccine, to give them an option. And so once a vaccine becomes widely available for that group, then we plan on not offering that virtual option any longer.
Now, in terms of the actual program that the students will take part in, you had a platform ready to go, and then the state didn't fund it. Did you basically just use the platform that you were going to institute if you got the funding?
Yeah, that's a good question. We were actually advocating, pardon me, we were actually advocating for a more long-term virtual solution as a choice option for our students. So it was a little bit different situation. Currently, the state doesn't fund virtual learning, and it's not an option for public education because they can't offer that to our students. Only a select few school districts do that. So what we did here, we didn't have to rewrite the playbook, but we actually took parts and pieces of that and have built this virtual option for our younger students right now.
Now, you got tremendous response. I think it was, about a third of the eligible students, the elementary students, over 8,000 students opted for virtual. How do you pay for that? Where does the money come from, and how does that impact other things you're doing?
Well, obviously we were going to take a hit on revenue. It's about $30 million in lost revenue for those 8,000 students. We've been very fortunate at this particular point in time. There are some supplemental federal ESSER funds that flowed through the state, and we're able to pay for it for at least a semester for these 8,000 students with those funds.
You say you did this out of concern for the spread of this Delta variant, and yet some of the parents in Frisco ISD say are very worried why you won't require masks for this group that cannot get vaccinated. They want to send their kids to school in person, but they want all the children and teachers to be wearing masks. Why won't you do that?
Well, obviously the governor's mandate says that we can't require masks, that it's optional for students, for parents, for teachers, for anyone in the school. And secondly, we consult with a medical professional all the time with regard to these issues, and we run our disease mitigation protocols by him, and he has told us that our current disease protocols are adequate for what we're doing right now.
I do get that argument, but at the same time, plenty of school districts are now requiring masks. Judges seem to be siding with those school districts. And while I do really understand the idea of the whole personal liberty argument, you know, we're talking about little kids who are told what to do and when to do it every day. They don't have a whole lot of independence.
Sure.
Anyway.
Sure. Well, parents have the virtual option. They can send their child to school in an N95 mask, which provides personal protection from this virus. And we will continue to monitor the situation and see what develops. But right now, those are our disease protocols, and those are the measures we have in place, and that's what we'll follow.
If the numbers go up, will you leave the option open to require masks?
It just depends on how the situation develops. I don't know that I can give a complete answer to that right now.
Okay. Michael Waldrop, the superintendent of Frisco ISD, thank you very much for that.